Greetings, this is Scholar Saunders Singh. What's current? Super producer extraordinaire Timbaland now saying boo hoo hoo, I'm sorry, didn't mean it. I take it back, Britney. He is apologizing for what he said last month at a talk that he was part of, saying that she Justin Timberlake should put a muzzle on Britney. He's like, she's crazy, right? And he was saying how she had to use salacious language and all kinds of intimate details about Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears relationship, and said that she wanted to go viral. I get it. People want to go viral to get attention. So he's walking back these words like he's walking back a dog to go back into the house, and he's tucking his tail between his own legs and walking now. So Timbaland is definitely he was my top 5. He may have to take a few steps back now. He may be in the top 10, top 20 hip hop producers, pop producers of all time. He was like number 3 or number 4, I think. I had a list that I was trying to formulate, but he might be off the top 5 definitely now for apologizing. Why are you apologizing? Either you say it and you mean it and you stand on it, or you don't say it at all. That's it. Don't apologize for shit. Use your words. Use your own ability to speak, to express yourself. Use the First Amendment. It's still possible now, even in Negroes, colored folk, and get your point across. And without saying sorry, without saying apologize. Oh, Brittany, I didn't mean it. It seemed like he meant it when he said put a muzzle on her. Now, Brittany is a goddess. She's a white woman who is extraordinary. She sold tens of millions of albums, maybe over 100 million. I think it is actually over 100 million. Her book, number 1 slot, it sold 1.1 million copies its first week of publication. That's extraordinary. So she's no slouch. She's always that intersection. Are you relevant or are you a factor? She's relevant because she's always in the news. She was in the news a lot for the conservatorship issue, and she was in the news for some very risque, very revealing kind of dance moves she was doing. And then she's a factor because she's still able to make great strides within the culture, pop culture, but culture nonetheless. But Timbaland, I'm getting to Timbaland saying sorry. How you gonna say sorry to a bitch? She didn't even do nothing to you. How you gonna say sorry? How you gonna apologize when you a grown ass man of color in America? I think FBA, I think he's Foundational Black American, probably ADOS, African. What is ADOS? God damn it! All these different pronouns, all these different names and shit. What is ADOS? American descendant of slaves. Yeah. Okay. So ADOS, he could be ADOS. I don't know, but I think he's FBA from Virginia. And he has a slew of hits. Not you can't. It's undeniable. He had the verses battle with Swiss Beats. They're still going through I think legal issues or something like that, trying to iron out. So the next versus battle will be coming up. He's made an indelible mark on hip hop. He's produced from everybody from Jay-Z to 50 Cent to Kanye to Ye, the artist formerly known as Kanye West. He's produced for everybody. Justin Timberlake, he's for Nelly Furtado. He's done pop acts. He's had beef with different other producers like Scott Storch, who they collaborated before. He had beef with I shouldn't say beef. I should say battles, or tension. I wouldn't say beef. I said tension or anxiety or something like that. So he definitely is a hip hop legend. Definitely, no doubt. Music legend. I'm gonna check. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. If he's got how many Grammys. He has won 4 Grammy Awards as a songwriter, and I think as best dance recording, okay, and best R&B song. So he definitely is a major figure within the music community. He just needs to learn that you don't say sorry, you don't apologize ever for anything. You don't apologize for a damn thing, a goddamn thing. Even if it is a goddess, a white, beautiful American woman like Britney Spears, you don't apologize. You never apologize. Just don't say it or just don't do it. But don't apologize. Just say, yeah, I did it. Might have been wrong, but I ain't apologizing for it. What I gotta apologize for? I'm not gonna say anything, go against my character, go against my name. So that's what he is. So Timbaland has, so many records, so many albums sold because of him. It has to be hundreds of millions also for him, depending on who he produced for. But I would say, the number one producer, I think, on my list would have to be Swiss Beats. I think he's number 1. Timbaland was like number 4. Let me see. Number 5 is probably like DJ Premier. Number 3 is probably like Just Blaze. Number 2, it's a toughie. Dr. Dre. Yeah. That's how it is. So 5, Premier, 4, Timbaland, 2, 3. What'd I say? 3 is Just Blaze. 2, Dr. Dre. Number 1, Swiss Beats. So Timbaland shifted in my ranking system. Definitely. He's definitely shifted a lot. So with that, he has to, learn not to apologize. He has to learn that. He said that at the talk. He said it real smooth, everything's real, copacetic and cool and nice and great when you're saying it. But then you later, a few days later, you catch the flack, you catch the backlash from her fans, fanatics, and the people in the media, and you say, I gotta say sorry, I gotta apologize, I gotta walk back those statements. I can't say that because hey, I'm bipolar. If somebody calls me crazy, hey, I'm crazy. What? All right, put a muzzle on me, try it. See what happens to you. I'm a Marine. See what happens trying to put a muzzle on me. I put my right hand up to protect the Constitution of the United States of America, which includes the First Amendment, for me to speak my mind freely and without any hesitation on anybody. I like to see you try and muzzle me. But that's all he was doing. He was just saying he needed to muzzle it, right? Like, he was saying it very jokingly, it was what they call jocular. He wasn't saying it to be malicious. He wasn't saying it to be, rude. But for some reason, he had a feeling like maybe my producing credits will go down. If I don't apologize, if I don't, kowtow and bend my head low, like so many men of color who have been broken. They've broken this man. They've broken him. They've broken Timbaland. He's a broken man. And then what's he got to do when he crawls back to his wife? Hold on, let me see what she looks like. Timbaland. She's a very fair-skinned negress. She's a very fair-skinned negress that very very attractive. And I wonder what she's thinking. It's like, well, he had to apologize for something. I guess it's all right. I don't know what she's saying. I'm putting words in her mouth. That's probably wrong, but so Timbaland definitely has to learn. He has to learn as a grown man. He's what? He's over 50, I think. I think he's past 50. Gotta be past. Yeah, he's 51. I mean, he was looking for a moment there, like he was the Michelin Man. He was. If you anybody remember on that Fade to Black documentary with Jay-Z, that came out with his album, the Black Album, and he had a documentary that went with it, and they're in the studio, and he had this purple drink, that purple stuff that Dave Chappelle was talking about, and that joke. He was like drinking it, like it was all good, like it was all gravy, like he was big, and he was like just heavy, just a lot of protoplasm going on. And then he, got on a weight loss plan and a fitness plan, and he got muscles, and he got all heavy and bulked up, like cock diesel and everything like that. So that's where he is right now. That's what what he's about. That's his whole modus operandi, his whole agenda. To be fit and have, I'm sure he has tons of money. He's got to have at least, I don't know, you can't tell. You can't, even in Forbes. I'm gonna try Forbes and Timbaland and see what they say, because that's as close as you're gonna get. Not showing it. Daggone it. He's talking about AI startups and stuff like that. He's not really talking about his wealth. But that's okay too. Height, definitely in the building. Salute to Height. Your money is good here, sir. I was just about to say that. You probably were reading my mind. They forgot to account for what they did with the world. What they did with the world exactly. Forbes, they may calculate as much as they can, but they don't know exactly everything. Yeah, so even if it was Forbes, it's usually he might have had a few 100,000 stashed in the mattress somewhere. He could have had a couple, a few thousand, tens of thousands of dollars stashed in a Nike box somewhere. I don't know. So it's kind of hard to calculate, all that to account for it. But the main thing is he shouldn't apologize. He shouldn't have apologized. He shouldn't have said sorry. He shouldn't have said the thing in the first place. If he was going to say sorry, don't do the thing, so you don't have to never. They say love means never having to say you're sorry. Well, I guess that's true for everything. Realities means you never have to say you're sorry. Even if you did wrong, even if it was wrong, you say, "Yeah, that was wrong," but I ain't saying sorry about it. Might have been kind of crazy. Might have been kind of sketchy. Kind of maybe I went left. Salute, Height, salute. One of my subscribers, one of my key contributors to the show, Height. You got the rent, sir. Put in whatever website, whatever business you have, whatever you're doing. Just sure you put it in, because you got that wrench. I'm trying to get Baha Jackson back, so he ain't had the wrench. He needs to have a wrench as well. But I appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So we gotta change the amount. Hold on, it takes a little bit of time. I gotta make sure I do this right. So it's $10 rate, $70 to go. Come on, y'all. You can chip in, hike, just put in a 10 piece. You can do a 10 piece, 20 piece, 50 piece, 100 piece if you feel it. But I'm not gonna push you. I'm not even gonna say in the live chat, crazy, whatever. I'm just gonna put on the content, put down the word, put down that good word. That's what we always said about Mr. Choice Star Terrain. We need that good word, sir. We need that good word. You need to address something. You need to send your sermon out. And that's what's beautiful about that. Like, if I could just do an aside, I'm still talking about Timbaland, but Choice Star Mr. Choice Star Terrain can get on the air at any time he wants. It's all his it's his whole mode. Like, if he wants to get in on a Tuesday at 2:00 p.m., he can do that. If he wants to be on a Sunday at 9 p.m., he can do that. Wouldn't be able to do that with radio. YouTube has revolutionized everything. Hey, Billy Spleen, I don't got beef with you. You got beef with Rick James. That's something that's totally different. You're welcome here. You haven't disrespected me. You disrespect me. Then we may have some issues. I might not even put you in timeout or cancel you or something like that. But I'll just completely ignore you. Like, you will not even have a name. So be careful what you say on here. Leave a donation. I'm looking for 10s and 20s. Salute. Okay, you got the laughing face. You got the crying laughing face. I don't know what that means. I'm not good with emojis. They're not helpful to me. They don't make any sense. So there's that. Billy Spin, you're all right with me so far. I don't know what that laughing face means. I'm just looking for 10s and 20s. No, this is not a pork pie. This is a fedora. This is a fedora. This has the wide brim and the high top piece right here. This is the fedora. Unless that's an interchangeable name. Pork. I'm not sure if a pork pie has the same thing as a fedora, but this is definitely a fedora. Thanks. I appreciate that. Have you donated yet, Billy Spleen? That's the real question. Have you been a donor yet? Are you a part of this machine just to look around and see what's going on in the world of the Negro entertainment, or what are you doing here? I thought I told you last time I only do cash, no electronic transfer. Oh, okay, you did tell me that. I do remember, but don't apologize. I'm having a show about not apologizing. Don't apologize. It's my dumb ass for forgetting. I forgot all about it. So maybe you could send a check in the mail. Send a check in the mail. I'll give you my address and my email account. Something like that. Maybe we could do something like that, or PO box or something like that. I can set up a PO box and you can send that in the mail. We have something set up so that'll work. Because I don't need broke niggas in here. Height's not a broke nigga. He waited for the time where it was right for him to present himself. Chances are unlikely that will get lost in the mail, sir. I don't think that will happen. But I want Rick James to chime in. I know you both have your tension and or beef, your drama, your tension and or beef. I know you have that. But I'm interested in giving a short review of um, An Evening with Beverly Loughlin. That was a very strange movie. I I'm gonna do it right now. I'll wait till Rick James gets on because I want to see what he thinks because he's the one that brought it to my attention. I appreciate that. So I'm gonna wait till he gets on. But back to the lecture at hand. Timbaland, the big dog, one of the super producers of all time. Big pimpin', Cry Me a River. We're doing with Justin Timberlake. Aaliyah, almost all her catalog. 4-page letter. You know, it's like this is just a few of his hits. Dirt Off Your Shoulder. Like it's crazy. Okay, that's between you two. I don't have a problem with either one of you really. You were good money. You read the story that I wrote. I appreciate that. I got a new story that I'm gonna be talking about a little bit later. But we're riding on Timbaland. This is a Timbaland intervention right now. I'm trying to tell him to never apologize again in his life. Either you say words and you stand on them, or you don't say any words at all. Or if you do stand on them or say them, you stand on them and don't apologize for them. That's how it goes. Why would you apologize for someone? Even if it is a white goddess, a white American woman that can marginally sing marginally, has definite sex appeal, has and still has good looks in her 40s. What is she like? 41 now? 42? Something crazy. 41, yeah. Still looking good. In an era where, especially white women look run down and listless and poop out of parties. Jessica Simpson. Okay. Jessica Simpson is a ditzy, dizzy, dumb, confused bitch. Okay. She's just, completely out of touch with reality in a lot of ways. She still looks good. She's still a goddess. She's still a white goddess, but she's just on another level. He said Sir Richard James. He is trolling now. Okay, Billy Spleen is trolling in the live chat right now. He said Sir Richard James. He's giving him a title when they have drama, tension, and or beef. But Timbaland he has to get his life back on track. He's got to put some jumper cables on his nipples and recharge his life. Got that from Mr. Troy Star Terrain, so I'm not trying to steal. I got to give him credit. But yeah, so he's too big. Timbaland is huge. I'm not just talking about his physical, appearance, all bulky and muscled up, or anything like that. I'm talking about his stature as a hip hop producer, hip hop super producer. This is a man that has produced huge hits for so many people. Missy Elliott, she probably wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame if it weren't for him. How about that? Anybody think of that? Wouldn't be because if it weren't for Timbaland, Missy Elliott would not be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let's be clear. Let's tell the truth. Billy Spleen says, I love myself some Missy Elliott. She has great videos. I can't see any, songwriting talent for herself. I think she wrote better songs for other people. Weirdly. But the videos aren't art. They're commercials. They look like art. There's elements. There's acting. There's directing. There's writing and treatment. There's all the different elements that go into what it could be conceived as art. There's dancing, but let's be slow down. Billy Spleen, I'm not even going to repeat what you said, but just slow down. Calling people murderers, and they're not really murderers. They're not convicted, so you got to slow that down. Slow that down. So, different movies and plays and sculptures and paintings, all that is art. Music videos are not art. They seem like it, but they're not. They're really just commercials. They have the whole goal of selling the song. That's the reason why you have a music video, to help sell the song. So they're technically commercials. But anyway, Timbaland, big homie. No telling sorry. No saying sorry. No apologizing. That's unnecessary. That's out of pocket. You're out of pocket, sir. I'm just correcting you on this. I'm telling the truth like it should be. I'm telling it like it T.I. is, as they say. This is the reality of the game that we're in. We're supposed to be on a level of showing ourselves approved, showing ourselves worthy of being men. And you can't be going around apologizing. You have to apologize for everything. Apologize for Danger Hands. I think that's the name. Danger Hands, something like that. You got to apologize for him because you had a beef with drama and or tension with him. You got to apologize for that. You got to apologize for every. You apologize for Aaliyah dying. You had nothing to do with it, but you just got to apologize for it because, well, if I had just told her, not to go on another flight, if I said anything, you have to apologize for everything. Can't go around and saying sorry for everything. And the fact that she's going viral, it's because she's still very relevant. Britney Spears is very relevant. She's in the news all day. R. Kelly again. Okay, I said R. Kelly. Billy Spleen, you're saying words that will not be repeated on this broadcast. They will stay in whoever sees them on the live chat. But you are saying words that are completely against reality, against truth, against facts. So that's just, that's just slow down. Just slow down. Put your seatbelt on. Pump your brakes. Look out for the signals and the signs, and just cruise along with traffic. Just keep your seatbelt on. All right, so Timbaland. That's all I'm saying, man. Just don't say you're sorry. You said it and you meant it when you said it at the time. A few weeks later, you want to start saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it's all for naught. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't." You're backpedaling. You're mumbling over your words, and you're saying all kinds of things that don't make sense. That's the sad part. That's the part that is just so, just wrong. Just wrong. Flat out wrong. This is wrong. Okay, so this being still talking, but I'm talking about Timbaland, not Timberlake. I don't care what that white boy did. He can say whatever he wants to say. I'm talking about FBA black man apologizing for words he said last month, and now he's walking him back and saying that he shouldn't have said it. That's the bullshit I'm talking about. That's what he shouldn't be able to be doing. He can do it. He can say what he wants. He can apologize all he wants, but I'm saying, just in the future, be prepared to get continue to get backlash for apologizing rather than just standing on your word. Okay, half an hour into the show, I split my shows in half. I have a hip hop or R&B or pop. What is R&B, by the way? Is there any more R&B left? Who knows? I think Jacquees is the only R&B artist ever, in life right now. And SZA and her, they're like the only R&B artists, but that's fine too. So, with that said, I have a question. Why can't you be FKA Twigs? That's a good point, Hank. Good point. I'm glad you're still in here too. Good point. FKA Twigs is another, and Party Next Door. There's a few R&B. I'm just saying, like The Weeknd, he's another R&B cat. He doesn't rap at all. He just sings. I'm talking about that because it's hip hop. It's R&B / hip hop / like singing / rapping / whatever. It's like a big hodgepodge. But the strong ones like FKA Twigs, The Weeknd, Jacquees, those are the ones I'm talking about. But anyway, I have a question, a huge question for y'all. From one of my favorite rock bands, the White Stripes, Jack White, brilliant guitarist, brilliant songwriter, brilliant performer. He said, "You can't be a pimp and a prostitute too." And I want to know why. Why can't you be a pimp and a prostitute too? Now, it seems like the answer would be very obvious. You can't pimp your own self, and you can't be a prostitute for yourself. I mean, you can do it, but you're not really being a prostitute. You're just being like either you're a gigolo or just a person that wants to make money just and have sex and take money. Height's got the lyrics. Billy Spring saying he met Jack White once or twice. Okay. I've never met him. I would love to meet him. One of my best friends, well, I shouldn't say best friends, one of my schoolmates, he met him, and I think they had some kind of collaboration together with photography. But anyway, you can't be a pimp and a prostitute too. And I want to know why. Is it because of the fact that you have to have the hand of a pimp and the mind of a pimp? That's what I mean. I mean, I say that as like a synecdoche. The hand of a pimp hand, is really the mind of a pimp. To know the situation, to assess it, to be a professional, to be, always upright, always in command of the situation, no matter what the terms may be. So you can't be a prostitute and a pimp too. You can't be a pimp and a prostitute too. That's from Icky Thump, one of their major albums, and a song called Icky Thump. So this is what I get from. This is what's interesting from Genius. Rap. It used to be Rap Genius, but Genius, the site that has the lyrics, it says this line calls out the big businesses that benefit from cheap Mexican labor, then turn around and complain about how illegal immigrants take jobs from hardworking Americans. The pimp prostitute parts point out the hypocrisy of some Americans. They force the Mexican to work for them at a low cost like a pimp, while at the same time acting like they are the victims. I disagree with that wholeheartedly, because you're not a victim if you are a prostitute. You are a willing participant in a transaction with sex work. That's basically what the definition of a prostitute is. They're not victims. They choose pimps to be on the straw, on the blade. They choose. They make the choice. They say, yeah, I'm going to do this. This is part of my life. If I want to get out of the game, I get out of the game. Go have a wife, a husband, and kids, whatever. So that's part of it. That's what a pimp is supposed to do. That's what a pimp really gets down for. That's the whole idea. Billy Spleen, wow, you are talking, hot Takis right now. So you talking flaming hot Cheetos right now. I have no business worth, what you two are into or whatever you were. I know he alleged that you harassed his daughter. I have nothing to do with that. Have no clue what that was about. I'm just here to get money and and show that I can have my own broadcast. That's all I'm about. So what I'm saying is that that statement it's very intriguing, but it's false. The dichotomy of saying American businesses want cheap labor, but act like victims at the same time for saying that they are getting all these immigrants over to America. I think that's bullshit. Again, if you're a prostitute, you're choosing your pimp, you're choosing the lifestyle. If you're a pimp, you already know what time it is, and there's all kinds of different pimping. There's the formal kind of pimping that everybody knows about. You have a stable of hoes, and you know what you want to do. You have a very different scheduling process for how the women work the nights, and it used to be. I mean, it's probably revolutionized now with the internet. I mean, there's probably a totally different pimping game going on, but I don't know it yet. I'm not into it. I'm not even going to get into it. But Billy Spleen, are you saying that you are 69, or are you saying that are you like mocking him? I can't tell. I don't know if you're being facetious or not. But the pimp, there's corporate pimping. That's another thing. If you're sticking up these corporations for money, you put in work and you get paid, hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, and that's pimping. Yeah, okay. Salute. Hey, that's your business, Billy Spleen. That's your business. I'm not gonna chastise you or run you out the room or anything like that. You're free to say whatever you want. If you want to apologize, that's your business. You both are grown men. You're way older than me. You could be my grandfather, both of you. You can definitely be my grandfather. Definitely. Great grandfather. So I'm not going to get into it. Exactly. See? Thank you. Thank you for the apologize with the question marks. I said, hey, if you want to do that, that's your business, but I wouldn't apologize. But yeah, so a pimp can be anyone with the traditional pimp, the pimp that was tried to stop during the Mann Act. The Mann Act, which said that black men couldn't go across state lines with white women. That's a fact. That's a true statement. That's a real idea. Look up the Mann Act of 1910. It says the Mann Act, also known as the White Slave Traffic Act of 1910, is a federal law that criminalizes the transportation of any woman or girl. Okay, any woman or girl. Yeah, right. For the purpose of prostitution or debauchery for any other immoral purpose. The Mann Act, passed in June 1910 and named after Illinois Congressman James R. Mann. So, that sounds hot. That sounds very cute. But it was really about stopping black men from having sexual relationship with white women. There's an example of Jack Johnson, the famous boxer. It says here, it's from Wikipedia. In addition to the stated purpose of preventing human trafficking, the law was used to prosecute unlawful premarital, extramarital, and interracial relationships. The penalties will be applied to men whether or not the woman involved consented, or if she had consented, the woman could be considered an accessory to the offense. Some attribute enactment of the law to the case of world champion heavyweight boxer Jack Johnson. Johnson was known to be intimate with white women, some of whom he met at the fighting venue after the fights. In 1912, he was prosecuted and later convicted for transporting women across state lines for immoral purposes as a result of his relationship with a white woman, prostitute named Belle Schreiber. The month prior to the prosecution, Johnson had been charged with violating the Mann Act due to traveling with his white girlfriend, Lucille Cameron, who refused to cooperate with prosecution and whom he married soon thereafter. So there you have it, folks. That's just one example. That's just one example of what the Mann Act was. And they said any girl. Come on. I mean, I might have been born yesterday, but I stayed up all night doing homework. Let's be real. They were talking about black men and white women. They didn't care if it was a black man and a black woman, or probably or Indian woman, or Indian man and a red woman, or a red man and a yellow woman, or something like that. They didn't really care. They were trying to stop black men from being with white women. And the act went on. This should be legal prostitution. That's my whole point. Why you can't be a pimp and a prostitute too is because it's still illegal. And even if it was legal, you still wouldn't be able to be a prostitute and a pimp at the same time. You can't be both. And if prostitution were legal, it would be a wholly different world. It'd be a different United States of America. It would be a better place for the United States of America if there was, people that were responsible and safe, like most pimps, that keep their business tight, their game tight, wear the freshest clothes, nicest rimmed hats. I'm not a pimp. I'm just a man and a Marine. But I respect pimps, like Mr. Troy Star Terrain. He's a pimp. But I'm a Marine. I'm a man and a Marine. Pimps are not born. Or pimps are not made. They are born. Let me say that. But Marines are not born. They're made. You have to be made into a Marine. That's the difference. So, I'm talking about prostitution across the board. There'll be prostitution legalized before drugs are legalized. In Las Vegas and different places like Reno and places in Nevada, prostitution is very legal. But it's not completely legal. It's like the same thing with marijuana. There are too many different controls and regulations placed on it that makes it still not fully legal. It has, there's heavy taxation on it. There's heavy, regulations, what you can do, what you can't do, what parts of this. It's not fully legalized, even in places like Las Vegas and other parts of Nevada. So, you can't be a pimp and a prostitute too. You can't be somebody in charge. Can't have the pimp mindset, and also be in a prostitute's position. It's impossible. You can't have both. They're mutually exclusive. Completely exclusive from one another. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you have any question as to what you should do when you think about being a pimp or a prostitute, just choose one. Just choose one. Be a pimp or be a prostitute. You can't have both. You can't eat your cake and have it too. That's a profound line. Let me break down that line. You can't eat your cake and have it too. So if you eat your cake, you no longer have it. Your digestive system has it now. You can't eat your cake and have it. You can have your cake and then eat it, and that's the process. That's fine. But you can't have the way you want it at the same time. You can't eat your cake and have it. That's impossible. A leaf can't be red and green at the same time. A branch can't freeze and be warm at the same time. It's just laws of nature. It's the same thing with being a pimp and a prostitute. Same exact idea. You can't be both at the same time. And I don't think you can be a prostitute. You can't be a prostitute and then pimp it and then want to be a pimp. I think once you're a prostitute, that's all you are. That's all you'll ever be. Same thing with a pimp. Pimps are born, not made. Pimps have, obviously, and I say this, respectfully, the upper hand. I say this literally in some cases, but it's like some pimps, like Sinful the Pimp, rock and power to him. I don't think he in all the lines I've gotten from him and every word that I try to get from him, I don't think he ever laid a hand on a bitch. I don't think he ever laid a hand on a woman. I don't think he ever did. I don't think he did. I doubt it. I have to go through his catalog, and somebody please correct me, but I don't think he did. I know Mr. Troy Star Terrain said he never had laid a hand on a woman during all his years of pimping. The only time he ever laid a hand on a woman, oh shit, we got Big Cuh Big in the business. Big Cuh Big. Salute. He's saying, yeah. He must be from New York. Big Cuh Big. Welcome to the party. We got a few minutes left for the till the question period opens up. You're able to ask your questions now, but I might not get to them. But you got to be a pimp or a prostitute. You got to make up your mind. If you're going to go to the pro side, be a pro, be a hoe. Do what you got to do. Lick and suck and you know what? All you want. But don't call yourself a pimp. And pimps, if you're on the low, if you're doing salacious acts, going crazy, you're not a pimp. Pimps are upright men. Only a man can be a pimp. Now, you, of course, have your madams and you have everybody like that. All right. People coming in crazy. Okay. Everybody's coming into the party. A little tardy to the party, but I'm glad you're here. Rick James is going to. Everybody with the year. Did y'all do it on purpose? Is Billy Spring still here? I don't want to see an apology. I just want to see an understanding. Like, there's been beef, drama, and or tension that's been squashed without anybody saying an apology. So I don't see that. Oh, you throw. Oh, Dot Focus. I see you. Shit, I might roll over to your house. We have a mutual friend. Okay, cool. That's cool, man. What part of Delaware? I'm representing Newark all day. Newark. I don't have the colors on black and gold, but I have the black and silver. But yeah. It's a party. It's definitely. If you didn't catch the early part of the show, make sure you catch the rebroadcast. I'm not going to go back on the show, but make sure you go back to the broadcast. I was going at Timbaland for saying sorry. I'm from Bear, but I got a house in Elk. Oh, okay. So you're really right up the street from me. So that's cool. That's cool. We can get together sometime. We can have you can have some drinks. I'll have some, ginger ale and some bitters. I don't drink, so we can have something like that though. Well, I appreciate that, Rick James. Thank you. But dot focus, I appreciate that. We have $70 raised. Oh, for real? Okay. I'm with you. Yeah, that's my homie. KP. I'll just say KP. KP. Yeah, he's in the Air Force. Yeah, good guy. Real great guy. KP, true. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. If you want to tip into money, that's cool. If you don't, if you just want to relax, sit back, that's cool too. Oh, you met him in the Air Force. Look at that. See? It's a small state, small, small work, 12-year vet. Good. Yeah, it's been some time. Wow. What's he? He's probably like he's got to be a sergeant, one of the sergeant. I don't know your ranking system. He's got to be a staff sergeant by now, at least. Got out somewhere 22. What'd you get out as? Dot focus. What was your rank? My dumb ass got out as a Lance Corporal. I was E3. I was crazy. They said you can't take your crazy ass out of here. Woo! He just put on E7. That's a staff sergeant, right? Or is that a technical sergeant? I don't know. I can't remember the Air Force ranking system. Let me know what that is. An E7 in the Air Force. I'm asking you. I could look it up my damn self. My slow ass. E7 Air. Master Sergeant. Wow. Okay. He's a Master Sergeant. I see him. You got it as an E6. That's cool. Better than I did. I got out E3. Still getting money though. My crazy ass went wild. Took me to the nut house, the loony bin, the booby hatch, the cuckoo's nest, the puzzle factory. I got my money, got 100% disability. It's beautiful, man. That's just how it worked out. They said you got to get your crazy ass out of here. We can't get you in here no more. We can't do this. Okay, dot focus. This is apart from the prostitute pimp situation that we had. I hope you enjoyed that. I may not get to that. I'm talking to a friend of a friend. I could have put on E7, but I broke my leg on our last deployment. If you dig what I'm saying, oh my! So you should be getting a good. Hey, what are you laughing at? That's nothing to laugh at. If you broke it, okay, wait. If you wait, are you joking on something though? What do you? It's I don't get the inflection from the room, so you might be saying something without saying something. Because if you broke your leg, you should be getting a good check every month too. It's a good laugh. Okay. You should be you're getting a check, right? You're getting deposits every month, right? Please tell me you're getting deposits. Our focus is lack of a better term, focus. he's got something going on. Respect this man. He was in the armed services, just like me. Good, great. You're getting disability check. Good job, excellent job. I don't want to say good job. I want to say excellent job. Yeah. So respect this man. He was in the Air Force. He's a veteran. He had his height 4 years of service. We got another veteran. I didn't know Height was a veteran. Height's definitely a one. And Rick James. Rick James is also a veteran. Salute to all y'all, all of us. We got what Height? What branch were you? Oh, you're not a vet. I'm saying thank you for your. Oh, I thought you said 4 years. 4 years of service. Well, still height. Salute to you for your support. But Rick James is in armed services. Dot Focus is in armed services. I was in armed services. Veterans Day is coming up. Get your donations in right now. Have them set up, broadcasts or something like that. I got mine. This is what I'm doing. We're getting our free stuff on Saturday, are we not? Are we not Dot Focus? Are we not Rick James? Are we not going to get those red, white, and blue pancakes? And they're serving breakfast at the in Wilmington. If you can, if you want to go, Dot Focus. You may have another VA you go to in Maryland. I don't know, but Big Cucka Biggs coming in. Facts. I salute that. Salute. Yeah. If I I'll definitely get him on the line. Yeah, I'll tell KP. Yeah. I don't want to put out his government, but yeah. Definitely. It was good talking to you, man. Stay on if you want. I can go on for at least maybe 20 minutes to a half an hour till my battery runs out. Do I play Warzone? No. I don't game as much as I used to. I used to game hard body. I used to play hours of gaming. I don't. Oh, stream on Twitch. Okay. I might look into that. I haven't been gaming. I've been trying to get this money. I know you can get money gaming, but I'm not on that level. I know you have to be like super professional to do it. I just hit affiliate. Okay. Good to go. Good to go. Same name, Dot Focus. Oh, okay. I remember that. Just trying to put it in, folks. I'm not trying to ignore you. Let me see. Okay, I got you locked in now. Same name. This is really dope. That's how small this internet is huge, but it's small at the same time. How did you even find me, Dot Focus? Besides going through KP, I mean, did it come up? Did you see my broadcast before you saw KP, or did you talk to KP? Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. He says he's proud of my channel, and I'm very consistent. Yeah, I have to be. I have to get this money. Oh, he said I've been tapped in the star. Yeah. Do you remember when he was on Power 99 when he was on the radio? I know we going back. This is old head talk. If you want to continue on to the next broadcast, go ahead. But this is old head talk right now. This is going back to 2006. This is 2005, 2006. And I know he doesn't like to go back, but sometimes I just make this exception because you're a stand-up guy. That focus. So if you remember him from Power 99, then that's some real going myself. Okay, I just found you out and KP know each other because KP was at my house and I had Star on and you called me and he heard you. Wow, that is crazy. That is crazy. See, that's why you just have to be real. If you are real in every instance of your entire life and being true, and don't fake on people, don't be frauds, no frauds. Little instances like this can happen. This is a beautiful example. This is real. This is true. I like stuff like this when this happens. Because it's like, if I was faking the fraud, perpetrating the fraud or something like that, it wouldn't have been this special. This is kind of a special, event. Finding somebody that we have a mutual person together as a friend, a great guy we know, and it's just really cool. This is cool. He says Star to go to, man. Such a good dude. He know my name. All right, so that's what's up. I'm glad. It's dope that I found another Delawarean, especially, even though you're in Maryland. Boo! No, I'm just kidding. I live right. I live literally 2 minutes from the line, like less than 2 minutes from the Elkton line where the Walmart is in Elkton, and where Big Lots and Redners and all that. Yeah, okay. You're on the line too. Yeah, I'm right there. I'm right on the line. Like literally 2 minutes away from it. Oh, you're on the UD side. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is cool though. This is really cool. This is cool. On the line behind the taco truck and Wawa. That's cool, man. That's cool. That's really dope. So, like I said, we got Veterans Day coming up Saturday. That's our day, man. And before that, of course, is the Marine Corps birthday. I'll be putting on my birthday jams, everywhere I go, because that's what I celebrate. I don't really celebrate my born day. I celebrate my Marine Corps birthday because I had to earn that. You don't earn your birthday or your born day. Marine Corps, you know, whatever branch service, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, Space Force. Did I miss anybody? Army. You had to earn that. Whatever you had to go through something. No matter what, the training could be. Oh, Army's got it the hardest. Oh, Marine Corps got it the hardest. Oh, Air Force is the weakest. There's Marine Corps really soft, and they don't really, they're just perpetrating. I mean, we'll go back and forth all day. No, but I should. I really want to go one day. I want to get my uniform pressed and my patches on. I said PFC. I said private first class patches. But I'm a Lance Corporal. That's how fast they got my ass out of there. I didn't even have time to go to get my patches, put on my uniform. They was like, you know what? You have a whole day. You have processing. We're gonna go through this. You're gonna meet up this person. You're gonna sign out here. You're gonna sign out there, and they're gonna put you on a plane. You're gonna take your ass back to Philly or Delaware or where the hell you come from, and we're gonna keep moving with this business of killing people. That was it. That was the whole thing. That was all I had that she wrote. That was it. But I would love to go to the Ton Tavern in my dress blues. That'd be dope. But those things ain't cheap though. And it's something I found out also. They make officers pay for their uniforms. I did not know that before. They make sure you have at least $2,500 to $5,000 saved up because you're gonna have to pay for your uniforms. That's what I did not know about you officers. I didn't know that. I didn't pay. Well, I think enlisted, we probably still had to pay for our uniforms. They just took it out of our check. We didn't get a full check during a week of boot camp or something like that. But that's neither here and there. It's great talking to you, man. Seriously, I'm just like, this is just really cool. This is a really cool moment right now that we were able to talk on this like grown men. That's what's up. So yeah, so one of these days I'll be going to Philly. I'll be going to the Ton Tavern. Yeah, man, definitely. Are we going to that Ton Tavern and my blues and everything? Let's try to get these women level man in uniform. Hey, do what you gotta do, Dot Focus. If you want to cook, put me on in the background. Do what you gotta do. If you're not gonna, chime in, it's great to meet you formally on here. Hopefully, we'll meet together IRL. That's in real life for anybody that doesn't know for the rebroadcast. Oh, you working? So you commute? Okay, you commute. That's what's up. Real quick, I know you got about to go cook. I don't want to take you away from your plate. I know take a nigga away from his plate might get mad, But so what do you do in Philly? Real quick, I don't want to take too much of your time. What do you do in Philly? What line of work are you in? Take your time. Take your time. I got all the time in the world until it gets to about 20%. Then I gotta get the hell out of here. Rick James is saying this magic moment. Okay, that's cool. Hey, great talking to you, man. Stay up, do your thing. Hope that leg ain't too bad. Hope you're getting your compensation. You better be at 100%, or I'm gonna come down there and start yelling at him. Get this man 100%. I mean, it took me like 6 years, maybe more. Yeah, about just about 6 years since I had my first diagnosis with 10%, went up to 50%, then 70%, then it finally is at right now 100%. So do what you gotta do, man. Hey, enjoy your meal right now and get all the deals and everything you got to do on Saturday. Salute to you. All right, that was Dot Focus. I don't want to do phone lines. I may if I had the capability. I don't have the capability. I don't know what that entails. I have to ask Mr. Troy Star Terrain about the phone systems, but I don't really want phone systems. I like just talking to people. You know, they say in the chat room, and I talk my talk right here. I like that. You know, get on the phone. People just like Mr. Troy Star Train says, you got to turn that down in the back room. Oh, well, you come in with the language, man. Leave that to me. This is my show. I can cuss on this show. You can't. That's the difference. He knows the differences between the timing of the algorithm, what you can say, what you can't say, and when you can't say it. He knows all that. So it's the same thing here. You can cuss and talk and all kinds of mess inside the chat room. It won't appear on the rebroadcast. It doesn't matter. So I definitely appreciated that little exchange with Dot Focus. I'm going to look him up on Twitch. I'm going to talk to KP. That's our mutual friend. See how he's doing. We're old heads. We're on our mid-30s now. We used to be, you know, I knew him as a teenager. I don't know what his life is like now as a grown master sergeant in the Air Force. That's amazing. That is just great. That's just excellence. That's great to hear. And Dot Focus, I'm sorry about your injury, but I hope you're getting that compensation. Like I said, hope you're getting that 100%. Yes, Rick James, you quote unquote is nowhere to be found. The one that has a name that rhymes with silly bean. See, I just switched around the S in the B. All right. But it's jumping tonight. I got my money. Everybody thank your lucky stars for height, who might still be on here just not saying anything. I don't gossip back and forth. You got to ask him. That's on you. That's on you, Rick James. It's none of my business. I'm not getting into it. Not about to be about that life. I'm just talking about Timbaland, apologizing, and the fact that you can't be a pimp and a prostitute too. I mean, forever. Once you're a prostitute, you're a prostitute. Once you're a pimp, you're a pimp. You can't be one or the other. You can't be one and then be the other. You need to be the messenger. I am nobody's messenger. I don't carry messages to other people. Nope. I'm not the messenger. You got me all the way messed up, Rick James. You got me really messed up. So this has been a very, invigorating and very enlightening conversation that I had with Mr. Dot Focus. I appreciate his, ability to tell his truth The fact that we live so close to each other is wild. It's wild. But yeah, that's really cool. Heartwarming, abs enlightening episode. Not really trying to be heartwarming and anything like that. Just enlightening. Just thoughtful, just rational. I think he's a man of color. Dot focus. I think he's a black man. FBA probably especially. But yeah, so we definitely have to hit it up. We should have drink. When we say drinks, I mean you could have your alcohol, but I'm having ginger beer with bitters. That's my drink. That's how I get down. Okay, Rick James says reminded him of his days cooped up in the bunkers in Nam. Were you in the Army, Rick James? Is that what you were in? What service? What branch? I don't think I said the Navy. Did I say I said Navy earlier, but it's Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force, Space Force. Those are the six. Six of them. So I'm wondering. Okay, you were in Army, and I appreciate that you say you call me sir. You don't have to call me sir. I'm giving that to you right now, sir. Yes, sir. But you don't have to call me sir because I'm definitely younger than you. I'm 40 years younger than you. You're 75. I'm 35. So you're definitely, senior in age and probably in rank. I'm sure you're probably. What'd you get out as in the Army? Yeah, I'm older than your girlfriend. Your girlfriend's 23. That's funny. But what'd you get out as, Rick James? What did you get out as in your rank? Let me open up your dossier. Enough. What'd you get out as rank? What when you retired? What was your rank at the time of retirement? Mine was E3 Lance Corporal, which is the last rank out. Wait, you're a commander. There's no commander rank in Army. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You might have been a commander in a billet or something like that, but I'm talking about like sergeant, staff sergeant, sergeant first class, stuff like that. Corporal. I'm talking about like that. I'm not talking about your billet. You were not a commander in the Army. You're the commander in the Navy. That's an officer. Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, I'm saying oh, sorry. Now you're apologizing. Master Sergeant. Oh, look at that. You're definitely above my pay grade. You could definitely tell me to do some push-ups and stuff like that if you wanted to. Oh my God, that's funny. You're a master sergeant. Good gracious. You receiving a compensation? You got a pension? You got a pension? Rick James? You got little dollars coming in from the government tax free? Beautiful. Beautiful. No pension. What the hell? Why not? You're a what's that, like an E8? All right. That's like E8, right? Master Sergeant. Now it was a different time. I would argue. I would fight for that. I fought. I had to get a lawyer. He was from Boston, a fighting Irishman. Michael James Kelly. Kick you straight up in the belly, Michael Kelly. He got me my compensation, got me Social Security and disability. Make sure I got both. Matter of fact, he had an associate of his. He came to the nut house where I was, the psychiatric ward. And then I'll get to that later, Rick James. I still got you. Hold on. So he came to the psychiatric ward and he gonna ask me, "Oh, did you want the Social Security?" I said, "Yes." I said, yes. He was like, oh, they're in my trunk in my car. I just got to go back get the papers. I was like, yeah, get the paper. I didn't say it, but I was like, yeah, well, get the papers. I was just thinking that. Get your papers. I was just sitting in the room waiting for him to get them papers. I signed them off. Haven't looked back ever since. Getting money ever since. That's what it's about. They're going to use you. You use them. The United States Marine Corps used me, and so I'm using them. I'm using the United States government for all the money they can possibly get. I'm squeezing the ego off of them. But you need a lawyer, sir, Rick James. What state are you in? Just tell me what state you're in. Consider yourself. Yeah, I'm not lucky. I'm not blessed. I'm very fortunate. Because lucky means you're social, blessed means you're mystical, fortunate means you're rational. So I'm fortunate. But tell me what state you're in. I can help you out depending on whatever state you're in. I was in Massachusetts. You're in Florida and New York. Okay. I don't know anybody. You can look it up. You can go online. There's definitely a place where you can go online. But I used a Boston lawyer, and he handled everything. It took a little over 4 years from the point of where I was in when I was in the nut house in the psychiatric ward. It just took it took 4 years from 2012 to 2016 to get my 100%. So you can probably get 100% if you have his. I don't remember. I really don't. But I think it was like, I want to say 15,000, maybe less. Because when I got out, I got a big settlement. I got like, it was like let me see. This was 2013, and I got like $23,000. It was $23,000 in 2013 when it was a settlement, and then that was 3 years before I got the 100%. So the $23,000, he probably took a chunk. He probably took like probably $8,000 to $15,000, but it was worth it. I didn't have to do the work. If I had done the work, I probably messed up the paperwork and messed up the mailing system and everything like that. He handled all of that. I was very fortunate to have somebody that really was diligent and about his business. As Michael James Kelly. I will say his name. You can look him up right now. Michael James Kelly, Boston, Massachusetts. Compensation and pension, Veterans Affairs or Veterans Benefits. So he did get a cut, but it was worth it. I was just thinking about how many, legal teams do get cuts. So get somebody to represent you. Yes, Michael James Kelly. Yes, definitely. I wouldn't be doing this broadcast. This MacBook came from the money I got from the settlement. This iPhone, this watch, all this, everything came from the settlement. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So I say to you, you are in an era where they really give a goddamn about us finally, because they didn't give a goddamn about you in the Vietnam era. The VAs were rat ridden, and there was roaches in some of the places, and people were using heroin and all kinds of stuff. It's a totally different era now. People actually care about veterans. That's why they have all these deals and sales and breakfast and lunch and dinner and all that for vets. And they have the football. They wear the camouflage. It's a totally different world, and that's the beautiful actions of capitalism. Because corporations saw, wait a minute, we got these people that are marginalized, that have been brutalized, that have been put out to the curb and have been lowered in the society. Let's make some money off of them. They can get their pancakes and their eggs and salad and tools from Home Depot and all that, and get their sandwiches and everything. That's fine, great. Get their trucks. There's a truck sale, I'm sure. But we can make money off of them, and the money we make will show us that we actually give a damn, because we're trying to make money. That's the whole point about the corporation. We're trying to get some guap. We're trying to get some guala. And if we show that we give a damn about them by giving them all this, free stuff and discounts and stuff like that, then people will see, oh, maybe we should kind of care about the veterans. Maybe they are, a vital part of society. And the same thing goes with the Veterans Affairs is a totally different animal. I mean, it's still a government function and it shouldn't be privatized. That's my little spiel on that. But at the same time, it is what it is right now, as it stands. I go to the VA, I see a therapist every 6 months. He says, are you taking your drugs? I say, yes. All right, you're good. I'll see you in 6 months. That's basically what it is. We shoot the shit and talk, but we don't get into, so what's your mother? What was she like? Nothing like that. It's no, it's nothing, out of the, nothing that's obvious, nothing that's, overrun, or I'm trying to find the word, cliche. It's nothing cliche. I'm not on a couch and he's not, with glasses and a pipe and a clipboard or something like that. No, it's totally different. He's at a desk. I'm at a chair. He's got the computer. He's checking what drugs I need to take, and that's all. That's basically it. But the staffing, the amount of care, and I've been in multiple VA systems. I've been in Delaware, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts. I've been in all kinds of different psych wards, and from I've been in private psych wards in Delaware, and I've been in the VA system in Coatesville. I've been in Massachusetts. I was in Bedford, Brockton, and Northampton. So I know what it's like. I know the system. I know the people that work. I remember being in the VA getting free, getting fat. That's how I got real fat. I must have weighed at least 220, 225, something like that. I was way overweight. I'm overweight now, but I was really, really overweight back then. Because they would have these DAV, disabled American vets. They would have dinners all the time. They'd have pizza. They'd have bingo games and donuts and, and cakes and pies and shit. It was wild. Like, nobody ever captures that on TV. They show the person in the corner pulling out their hair and walking in circles or something like that. And there's that, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure that happens. But they don't show the part where you go out and I went to a whole performance of veterans. They had, a one-woman play and somebody playing a violin and another person singing, and it was a whole performance. It was a whole talent show. And we went on a bus I think it was in the Boston. A dude ran off, and I had to write a whole essay saying that we should not be penalized for the actions of one person. That's irrational. Let him be penalized. I'm going way off, but no, I met a fellow vet in Dot Focus, and that was amazing. And Rick James, of course, he's definitely a veteran, so I salute him. And you all of you have to thank Height for sponsoring this episode, this broadcast, because he put in the work, he put in the money at the top of the show. So respect to Height. You're 75 years old, so I'm gonna let it pass. He's got Rick James has got some crazy spelling. He's got the T and the G where the H should be, and this is crazy. But no, but let's get back to my main topic. I got sidetracked, and that was a beautiful sidetrack. That was wonderful. Pimp and a prostitute. What constitutes a prostitute? That's what Lupe Fiasco asked on his classic album, Food and Liquor. What constitutes a prostitute? A prostitute is someone who willfully, here's the catcher, willfully, volitionally, voluntarily gives up herself or himself in some senses. Honey. I guess you can be a male prostitute in some instances. I don't know, but I know definitely for women prostitutes, they have chosen a pimp. They have chosen the lifestyle. They know the parameters. They know the guidelines. There may not be a council. I don't know if there's a council of pimps. I think they tried to do that with like Don Magic Juan and different pimps like that, and the different figures on American Pimp, that documentary. But I have interacted with actual pimps. Like I haven't met Mr. Troy Star Terrain. I never had the chance to meet Simple the Pimp. But I think I got on his live a few times and I said a few things. But that was it. That was it. But it was just it's a different world. It's a totally different world than what most people are used to. Yeah, I never tried either, Rick James. And you got stories, I'm sure, from Vietnam that are probably very sucky, me horny, me love me long time. You might have those kind of stories. I don't know. Pause. So with a prostitute, what it constitutes is what's the difference? What's the difference? Here's the thing: we always want to know what is the difference between taking a girl out, paying for the meal, paying for the whatever function it is, a comedy or a play, a movie, something like that, or taking her out. Is that tricking? Is that pimping? Is that a hoe? Is that hoeing? There's a thin line. There's a very thin line between all of those activities. We have to see. Rick James, that's your business. He's talking about his tool. He's saying there's some issues there. I'm not going to get into that. There's a pill. That's all I'm going to say. There's a pill. You can just take a pill. And I'm sure there's injections and stuff like that now. And you don't have to take a pill. You probably just have to take an injection every month or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, a woman who accepts the role of having sex for money precisely, without going to the movies or going out to eat or going to a play or seeing a art gallery, though, that's not prostituting. That's not hoeing. That's totally different. And a pimp, what's a pimp? A pimp is a man who is able to make a business decision on his hoes, on making sure his prostitutes are in line and are well taken care of, well, officiated for, and he takes all the money. He may buy her dresses, he may buy her clothes, he may keep her style, he may send her off on a different, places in Europe or Africa and Asia and parts around the United States. But he has control over the money flow. She might get paid, but it's on the part of the pimp that gets the money for being a pimp. That's the point. You're getting paid without doing a lot of manual work and not even a lot of, intellectual work. That's the part of that a lot of people aren't really seeing. Okay, it's about an hour old. I'm gonna talk about this real quick. Matt Ulrich has died. I did not know him. He could just be another cracker. I joke. Yeah, he seemed like he bit the dust. Doesn't say what the cause was. He played. He won a chip. He won a championship. Super Bowl, was that 41? I could be wrong. I don't know what XL. What is XLI? XLI. Yeah, I was right. 41. Pat me on the back. Pat myself on the back for that. Yeah. He was a football player. He played for the Indiana Colts. From 2005 to 2006. He was 41 years old. All right. Look like a white man that made money in America. Can't send a tear for him, really. He was young, but, you know. Robert Nacer. Robert Nacer. Salute. Salute. I didn't even know you're in the live. Yeah, so he was at 41. But respect. And I was raised. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Everybody, this is Robert Nacer. He's in the room. He's an objectivist. He is a businessman. He has a wife. They are together. They get together on lives. If you haven't noticed, everybody greet Robert Nacer. He's definitely a great man. Salute to him. Keep writing, keep talking, brother. Lord knows I'm not gonna stop. Exactly. Hey, and he's one of the only ones that can call me brother. So, you know, this is just my little spiel here. This is what I do. I'm glad to see you in the room. I don't even know if you've been in, you know, the room past, you know, past days or past broadcasts, but I appreciate you right now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your presence. Robert Nacer, everybody. Very distinguished gentleman. Yeah, I know. This is crazy, right? Yeah, Rick James says this is Skylar Sanders. He put Sanders, but he meant Saunders. Special guest episode. I know. It's wild. It's wild. People that I've met or people that I've met through other people. So it's been a great live. Great live. Excellent live. So I just have to break this down. Have to break it down because this has to be legalized. Pimping and hoeing has to be legalized. Prostitution, the procurement. That's the word. Procurement. Look that up. It has to be legalized. And it will be legalized before drugs. Drugs is a different beast. You know, that's going to be different because that's going to change people's mind frames. You know, and it should be legalized. You should have the legalization to do whatever you want to your own body and your own mind. That's what I'm not advocating the use of drugs. I'm advocating the right to the use of drugs. That's the difference. Like with Nancy Reagan, she said just say no. She should have said just say yes to life. That's the problem. Everybody's saying just say no. Yeah, just and or you're a recreational user angel. That's your business. If that's your business, then you can use your angel. I don't know if that's true. You could be capping. I don't know if you're capping Rick James, but hey, that's on you. That's up to you. That's your life. You're not going to offend anybody. You're in your own house. You're in your own living room or bedroom or den, and you're getting high, and you're not going to harm another single human being. I don't have a problem with that. You cap about it because angel dust is just hilarious. Angel dust will have you looking like in Friday in a chicken coop at 2:30 in the morning for no reason, which is draws on running through the streets. Like that's the cliche of angel dust. That's what angel dust does. That's what angel dust does. Okay, Robert Naser. And yes, like narcotics, prostitution as a business is nobody's business but the practitioners. And as questionable as narcotics and prostitution may be, they'd both be safer if they were not illegal. Hallelujah. We have to get this from an objectivist mind frame. We have to get this from a thoughtful and rational individual, just like Robert Naser. And I'm still trying to pronounce his name. It's Naser, not Nazir. I know people in the chat are like, oh, it's Robert Nazir. No, it's Naser. Robert Naser. He's an objectivist. He's a brilliant man. He put me in my place on his live. And I appreciate that because I needed that. That was a little sparring session we had. But I appreciate it. He said he just told the truth right here and right now. They will be completely safer. A lot of people think like, oh, if we get rid of OSHA, well, the companies will take advantage of the workers and there'll be more injuries and deaths and everybody that. There were more steps taken before OSHA was even implemented into the workforce to have people safer because, no kidding, corporations and companies wanted to keep their employees safe to have them work. It's like we have a weird way of understanding what the government wants of us. Props to you for saying the name right. Do most people get it right? Nay, sir. Over the years you've perfected that joke. That's a good joke. That's good. Taking my bride to dinner soon. We'll listen more later. Nice work. Keep up the powerful words and don't let the turkeys get you down. And salute to Robert Naser. Thank you so much. And tell me before you go, tell me how you found out about me. I don't really recall putting it out to too many other people. Besides, did you look up for notifications? How did you find out about me? Yes, salute to Robert. Yes. He might be going. If he's going, that's fine. That's cool. But I just want to know how they people that I know or people I know of, because I've been in the same we're on the bus together, in California. We've been together on a lot of occasions at OCONs. OCONs are objectivist conferences. And we've been in the same room together. So there's that. Amy is his bride's name, Amy Naser. Very great couple, very intelligent, witty, fun-loving people. They put on costumes sometimes. It's great. They're great people. Great people. So the pimp and the prostitute. The pimp and the prostitute. If you're going to be a pimp, be a pimp. If you're going to be a prostitute, be a prostitute. But you can't. It's like mixing oil and water. They'll never mix. If you put oil on top of water, you can put water on top of oil, but oil will always come to the top, I think. Thanks, Richard James, and kudos, Scott. Okay, bye now. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Mr. Naser. All right, so, yeah. So, if you're a pimp, be a pimp. If you're going to be a prostitute, let it be in a sense where it's all parties are guaranteed the best results. And if it I'm just giving you a crystal ball, like in the future, one day in the future, in the year 2000, like when Conan O'Brien would say, what would happen in the future before the year 2000 came. it will be safe. There will be checkups. There'll be constant STI checks. There'll be a rotation. Everything will be on above board. Just like the drug game. There will be no more cartels. There'll be no more beheadings. There'll be nothing like that. Are there cartels for cigarettes? Are there cartels for coffee? Could you imagine that? Imagine America without nicotine or caffeine. Just for a brief second. Don't think about it too long, because you would think about the most bloodiest or the bloodiest, ugliest thing that could ever happen to this great United States. That would happen. Just think of that. No nicotine and no caffeine. See how long the United States would be around. If we wouldn't be at each other's throats. There would be bloodshed in the streets, literally. Blood would run in the sewers if there was no nicotine or caffeine. Just illegal. Make them illegal. See what happens. People who need their fix for their Nick fix and their cafe break. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Rick James says, I need my caffeine. That's what I'm saying. So why not cocaine? Cocaine was legal. Where do you think Coca-Cola came from? Coca? Hello? Those white girls gonna need their Starbucks. Exactly. And black girls. I know black girls that like Starbucks. Live by it. And Hispanic girls and yellow girls and red girls too. They all want their fix. Just think about that. Don't think about it too long. It's too disgusting and nasty and disturbing to imagine America without caffeine or nicotine. There'll be houses burned to the ground. People will be getting shot right in their own driveway. It'd be a mess. So those are both drugs. They alter your mind or your body. The chemicals in your mind or body are altered through those drugs. So why can't we legalize two of the biggest sin activities? They call it sin activities, sex and intoxication, I guess you can say. But those are sins. They should be taxed. Yes, I would say they should be taxed on the consumption level, not on the production level, not on income. If you want to set up a shop that just has cocaine, you should be able to set up that shop, not have to worry about taxes at all. There should be a tax on the contract of you selling the cocaine to the buyer. They should pay the tax for the sale, and you should reap the benefits of that money. And at every April 15th, that's the birthday to this show, by the way. April 15th. You should be able to say, you know what? Nope. I'm going to pay my tax. I'm going to put down for payment for governmental functions or government activity. Hold on, let me make sure I get that right. Payment for government. Payment for governmental services. That's what it should be. Rick James says, even the natural redheads. Okay. Even Ozzy Osbourne would finally kick the bucket. He's outlived people. That's the amazing part. Ozzy Osbourne, Keith Richards, Mick Jagger, they've all outlived a whole lot of people. Rock and roll stars outlived them. This was a great broadcast. I have to say it to myself. Pat myself on the back. After that, do that. I had, two big people that I didn't even realize were going to show up. That was amazing. That was cool. So, with everything that's said, yeah, definitely top 5. Yeah, be a pimp or you're not. Either you are a pimp or you're not. Either you are a prostitute or you're not. Make it up. You could be like in the mentality of a pimp. Like, I'm pimping the government. They're giving me money with tax free for disability. I have to pay for Medicare, but I get my Social Security checks, deposits. It's all good for me. Okay, Rick James is saying that the number one broadcast was the Paul Rubens one. That was just for him though. But yeah, so that was probably my highest live. There were 230 people in here. I'm not laughing at his death. I'm just laughing at how the internet works. They were looking for Paul Rubin. They're like, oh, Paul Rubin, oh my god. And they're looking at my live. They're like, oh, and it just like plummeted. It was like at 2:30. Then it went down to like 17. But that's all good. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. To Paul Rubis? Who's Rubis? I'm messing with Rick James. He's 75 years old. He's probably got glasses on. He's looking at the keypad with 2 fingers. Can't get mad at him. He's my senior. In rank, I mean, a lot of people do this in real life. If you're a rank in the military, you're ranked for life. You're that rank for life. Like if there's an officer that came to me, I would have to address him as sir, I think. I think there's no rule, but from my standpoint, I think that would be proper. Like there's no law that says upon retirement you have to address officers as sir or ma'am or something like that, or your non-commissioned officers by their rank. It's not in the rule books. It's not in any law book. But I think it's proper. I think it's respectful. I think it's right. All right. I had a great show. I have to say again, pat myself on the back, dust my shoulders off, But thank you all. Thank you, Dot Focus. Thank you. Thank you. Who else came in here? What's his name? Billy. Well, Billy. I'll give it to Billy Smith. He hasn't crossed me. So big big. Definitely Dot Focus. Height. Rick James. And Robert Nacer. This is a big surprise to me. That was super surprising. So I respect it. And I hope you enjoyed it as well. I thank you very much. I should be able to see you tomorrow. And I definitely want to see you on my birthday on Friday. So get ready for that. We're going to have a good time. All right. Thank you very much. Take care.